Before we get into the intro, I just have to acknowledge one thing that came from the last minute and one thing that came from this minute. The Russo brothers are like the kings of answering questions that are seated very early on. They're the anti-Damon Lindelof Lost era, where that show just put up a bunch of questions that never got answered. But I want to say that in the last minute, he said that he never got to say goodbye to his father, but then we see in Captain America Civil War that he has the BARF program literally so he could say goodbye to his father. And then in this minute, he would have asked his dad if he'd ever been conflicted, if he ever doubted himself, or if he was every inch of the man that the tabloid said he was, blah, blah, blah. That comes back in Avengers Endgame. He meets his dad in the past and realizes that his dad is conflicted about things. I cut because I needed to replace the battery. Alright, this is I Love You 3000 Minutes, the podcast that traveled Endgame style back in time to rewatch the entire Infinity Saga from Iron Man 1 to Spider-Man Far From Home, to rewatch the entire Infinity Saga one marvelous minute at a time. My name is Brian.
I'm Richard.
And this is minute 46 of Iron Man 1. And Richard, what happened?
He continues to talk. He says there were questions that he would have asked his dad, and it's maybe his dad had different ideas, or maybe his dad is just the weapons manufacturer. We're not sure. He's a brilliant man. Maybe he's just a weapons manufacturer. But he explains that the weapons that he manufactured were used against the people that he wanted to defend and protect.
Killed young Americans. And
yes.
He saw with his eyes.
Mm-hmm. And he continued on, and he said that there didn't seem to be any accountability. He felt, and then a reporter asks, "What happened over there?" And he says, "I had my eyes opened," which could mean a lot of things. It was, I
had
tense.
my eyes and my sternum opened.
It's true.
Without anesthetic.
Yeah, I had a magnetized piece of metal just inserted in my chest. It made that suction-y sound when they inserted it. And so, he continues on.
He gets up, he leaves everyone sitting, and he says, "And that's why, effective immediately, I'm shutting down the weapons division," and then everyone starts getting up, of Stark Industries until a time when I can, and then it cuts off around there.
Yeah, and everyone knows that must make like 90% of his money, so everyone's like, "Whoa," and Obadiah Stane's like, "Everyone calm down, yeah, you have headlines, sure."
And also a line that I've literally never noticed before. Oh, it doesn't cut off quite there, because he says, "At such a time as I can decide the future of what the company will be." And Obadiah says, "I think we'll be selling a lot of newspapers." One that I'm comfortable with, and that's where it cuts off.
Okay, he realizes he has more to offer the world than just making things blow up.
Like Rhodey said, you are more than what you are.
And what Jensen said, Jensen had faith in him that he could be more.
What Jensen said when he said, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
I don't remember that point.
When he woke up.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But what was the part that you were talking about? Are you talking about when Jensen goes, "Is this the last? This is your legacy, Stark? Is this the last act of defiance by the great Tony Stark, or are you going to do something about it?"
Point.
I've been watching these minutes a lot. I've been editing. I've been having to repost.
Jensen died for Tony Stark to continue on, so he obviously had great faith in Tony Stark. I was talking about that general sentence.
When Tony said, "Thank you for saving me," which literally the day that we're recording this, which is going to be way in the past by the time you see this or listen to it. Today, Kevin Smith posted a video of that moment where he said, "Thank you for saving me." And then Jensen goes, "Don't waste it. Don't waste your life, Stark." And he said, not only could this be the greatest moment in the whole MCU, but one of his favorite moments of all time. So that's kind of funny that he posted about that, and you're saying that's what Jensen's moment was.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Tony ends this press conference with 4 exclamation points. Everyone's like, "Whoa, this is Stark Industries. It's been around for decades. What is he doing?" And
it was just a rumor, but I heard that the lighting team was really frustrated on the day because this whole sit-in thing was an improvisation, and they had lit for the whole room to stand, which I was like, I get it, but it was the right call.
Sure.
Like, imagine this scene without a sit-in, where they're just standing up there at a podium trying to share space, and he's trying to say all these very serious, weighty things, but just standing up like he's teaching a class kind of thing,
Right.
I think it works how it is.
The announcement, called for, "Hey, take a seat," because...
Yeah, and also, it added the extra effect of when he stands back up and says that, and everyone jumps back up. There's an extra energy to it. You can't have quite as much energy if everyone's just doing everything standing up.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm going to say this first because if you put a rating on Apple Podcasts, we will have to eat New York style pizza with the bomb. It needs at least 5 ratings by the time we're done breaking down this whole movie before we move on to Incredible Hulk. But if we get 5 ratings on Apple Podcasts, at least, we will take 1 bite of New York style pizza each with 1 drop of da bomb.
For every rating.
For every rating. So his max is 15, but I have no limits.
Yeah, if I'm feeling inspired, I might go beyond that.
Ooh, to infinity and beyond.
Yeah, we'll see.
To infinity and da bomb.
Sure.
To da bomb and beyond.
For the love of God, let's just end this minutes.
Thank you so much. If you want to follow the minutes, go over to Instagram at I Love You 3000 Minutes. If you're on video, like, subscribe, check out those other podcasts. And if you are on video or audio or anywhere, put those ratings on Apple Podcasts to get us to eat way too much spice. We'll see you in minute 47.
Make this guy suffer. Leave ratings.
I'm actually considering getting a t-shirt that says, people have to deal with me on a day-to-day basis, a daily basis. They're the real heroes.
Yeah? You've got an army?
What's your name?
I'm Richard.
I'm Brian.
You've got an army?
We've got the bomb! This podcast.